All right, guys, how's it going today? Happy Monday, happy new week of trading. It is Monday, and as part of our weekly video series, guys, this is where we do our live streams. First things first, guys, shout out to the stream sponsors of Breakout Prop and CoinCatch. CoinCatch is the perpetual exchange that we use for our trading. I do think they have some of the best liquidity, some of the best listings that are out there. You can kind of get everything that you need from CoinCatch, so I do suggest using them. Also, shout out to Breakout Prop, guys. They are probably the best prop firm within the crypto industry. If you don't want to be risking your own capital, but you think you have the skills to kind of gain more, then Breakout Prop is a great option for you. Also, we will be doing some giveaways with Breakout Prop over the course of the next week or so look out for that. Just based off of NPOC prints, nothing has honestly changed. It's kind of frustrating, right? The short is still higher up at 107.877 and the long is still lower at 99184. So we're just kind of in this choppy range. That's what was nice about the NPOC print that happened yesterday, right? Because you can still find entries within local areas, right? So if an NPOC prints on the daily and it's maybe 1.5% lower from where price is now, then just wait for that retest level. That's where you can look to be longing. And again, that 103 low was a pretty good bid, at least on the low term timeframes for Bitcoin. And that's kind of like what I look to do within NPOC prints overall, is just continue to use them as like pivot points, right? Currently we're in like an active long, I guess you could say, from 103.902, right? But again, it's going to be a low term time frame setup. It's going to be something that, you know, you're not going to be longing the bottom type of price action, right? So this has just been some fuckery. I will say that, like, BTC has been out of control the past couple of weekends. The fake out breakouts, the fake out breakdowns, like this is just classic price action before a big move happens. And normally a big move up, in my opinion, just because of the shakeouts that we've seen, right? Bitcoin is still at 104 and everybody is fucking freaking out, right? The problem with that is that everybody is focused on the wrong thing, right? Everyone's focused on altcoins, and myself included, right? But you got to understand that there's kings to this market, and Bitcoin is king. You know, obviously people wish that they held more Bitcoin this cycle. A lot of people got crushed this cycle, really like past year and a half on altcoins, right? So it's just weird, you know, BTC being close to all-time highs, sentiment being this bad is just really weird. It hasn't been something that I've really come across, but that doesn't change things, right? Regardless of how bad sentiment is, regardless of how shitty the price action is, for me, I stick to my game plans and I still want higher, right? And so that's what we're looking for on BTC as far as NPOC prints, guys. Currently in an active long based on the print from yesterday, but if you kind of take that out and you want to create long and shorts, you know, the closest ones are 99184 and 107.877. Again, we've talked about this. Nothing has really changed since last stream, honestly. So just gonna kind of go forward with BTC like normal. Bitcoin top indicator, right? So we talk about this a lot. We talk about the Bitcoin top indicator. There's a lot of things that go into this. CVDD, NUPL, MVR, VZ score are really the ones that I focus on the most, right? And so it's not really flashing any signals for us to be at a top right now. If you're longing with max leverage here, you know, there's still downside that can happen and you can get liquidated, right? But for me, as far as like just an overall sentiment or like an overall anchor chart, I haven't seen anything that's really like flashing for me to be like screaming a top signal, right? So as of right now, things stay the same. You know, things stay the same for me going forward. I'm not looking to overthink things. You know, I may be down on some positions from here and there, but you know, at the same time, I'm still thinking higher across the board for everything. So this is currently what we're looking at for NPOC prints on Ethereum, right? And the only thing that we have is an NPOC print above. Again, kind of confirming that once, you know, we hit this, we run down and we tested this, which was where we wanted it to bounce, that we have, you know, almost like a target to the upside, which is the NPOC print from yesterday, right? And I think we do retest this some point either today or tomorrow. What happens after that, right? Well, that's, you know, where we can kind of create game plans with each other and kind of see, you know, exactly what we're looking to do going forward. But for me, it stays the same, right? Like, I don't know how price is going to react at this level. This isn't an automatic bid. You know, it's a level of interest that you want to be focused on. Once price comes to 2598, then what do? You know, I bring up our momentum reader to see where the momentum is, to see if there is bids in this area. Maybe there's sell pressure right away, so you don't want to tack anything on at that point in time. But that's like the good thing. You know, some people will put like resting buys, resting sells on some of these levels, and you can do that. But for me, just more or less levels of interest that you want to create a game plan for. And that's kind of like what we're looking for here is, you know, just an NPOC print above. And I think after retesting this one, we can run up and hit that, you know, 2598. So that's what we're looking for on Ethereum, guys. Again, I'm not going to really set up long and short setups here just because, oh shit, this was actually a short. So this actually played out really well. to short that 2652. Again, I didn't take it, probably should have, but I didn't. You know, at the end of the day, I am not very short heavy right now. I would much rather wait for a retest to kind of be longing into. So we wanted 180, which we got, right? And then I think we ended up wanting a retest of this level. So this is just kind of the way that we've been wanting it. And we did. We kind of got a retest of it. Not perfectly, but again, I think one of those things, it's going to take a little bit of time. I think that if you want to get an average between 165 and 155, I think getting an average in that area bodes really well for higher. Now, know your plan. If you're longing with massive size at 165 and we go lower to 159, 158, you know, that shouldn't shake you out, right? So just be in that mindset. Yeah, I mean, so our high term time frame on AAVE played out perfectly. Now, did I trade it the best? No, but I still made some good money on it, right? We wanted to retest back into the zone. I think I attempted longing it once at like 165 and then ended up kind of taking some more positions lower. And again, I obviously closed at like 177, whatever it was. I didn't hold it for too long, but AAVE looks good. I mean, really, like this is a 440% run up. Yeah, AAVE looks good. They've just been kind of like been very well established. Like I hold a lot of spot AAVE. Again, I think I'm underwater on it. I don't know what my average is. I think my average is around 300. But yeah, I think, you know, AAVE higher. If you want to trade it, go to the low term time frames and see if you can find an entry on it. It has been very difficult to find an entry on this play as it's not really giving us very good dips, very shallow. Highs, lows, you know, coming up to that resistance level, maybe we reject and we can kind of get an entry down at that 216. I do want to look at hype too, just because this coin has been fucking everywhere and I'm not holding any of it. This was one that I missed, man. We wanted some retests lower, we got them, and I just never got fills. I mean, that was a fucking great retest lower. Hype is great and I think that it does well, but again, you know, it was $10 not too long ago. It's very, very hard for me to chase up here at 26. And I will be saying that a lot of the time, right? Like it's just when these things are up so much, it's hard for me to put risk on for them. It's just coming into a form of resistance, but I think if it can break that, God, hype can go to like 100, you know? It's just a lot of people backing it, a lot of good people backing it. It just seems like it might just be one of those things that does well over time. I don't know. I'm not invested. Hype does seem very Luna-esque to me. You know, I think hype had some scares of being insolvent at the lows or whatever the fuck it was, you know? It's kind of weird to get involved with stuff like that. You know, you had the whole Luna thing that was going on. Anything that there's like worry about insolvency, I just kind of try and stay away from. I mean, it could be at 150 soon and I miss out on all this move to the upside, but I can't even use Hyperliquid. Not the biggest fan of hype, but the range is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, this one went fucking nuts. I don't know what happened or if this was like a shill or accusation. This thing fucking ran so hard, but out of nowhere too. I mean, yeah, it's a good retest level. Like if you believe in HBAR and you were wanting to long at 35, right? Then there should be no reason why you don't want to long after a 66% retrace, right? And so again, this is a retrace right into previous resistance, now turned to support. So HBAR actually looks pretty good here, but again, know your time frame. This is a 1 day time frame. Don't just go all in because Castillo said it could go back to local highs. Know your time frame, right? Going into the 30-minute time frame, is this somewhere where you want to be bidding? You could argue that maybe it is, or maybe you want to wait for a retest of 17, right? Which is another, 9% drop from here, which isn't crazy to think. That can't happen. If I were to long it, which I actually do like this setup here, I want lower on this one. 17 cents, I'll be interested in on Hydra. Might not happen, but hey. I do want to look at this because this has had a lot of chatter, and I can see why. Holy shitballs. Yeah, I mean, fuck. How do you trade this? Like, how do you get in on this? To me, LaunchCoin seems to be very orchestrated, cabals. Yes, you can make profit from it, but who really makes profit, right? You know, I hang out with a lot of crypto guys, and a lot of them have changed my mindset on the way the landscape is, right? Cabals, insider trading, getting in chats where people launch coins, all that shit happens, right? The problem is when all that shit happens, it's behind closed doors. And then when it goes live on Twitter, that's their exit liquidity, right? And this is just kind of like a perfect example of that. And for me, I've been torched on memes. I've been torched trying to fucking play pump fun, all that shit. But something like this is just crazy. 20,000%? What the fuck is this? And who is pushing it? Because it's not organic. But that doesn't mean that you can't make money on it. So if you get in early, you get a dip buy, whatever, there's fucking hell of a lot of volume on this, a hell of a lot of range, but not my type of play, man. I'm not a trencher. As much as I would like to be, I'm just not. So TAO got a retest that we were looking for, right? We wanted a little bit higher, didn't really get it. And then this area that we wanted was about like that 385. So we're still off from it, but still might not be a bad idea to kind of tack on a starter and then kind of average your way down to 363 if it hits. Again, just depends on your risk and how you want to trade it, but setup is definitely there for TAO for higher. I think the high time frame setup is great too, because this is like a perfect double bottom to then fucking just extend so much higher. So I do like this one, TAO. You know, I think I might actually put this on the watch list and just watch it a little bit more carefully. Things look good, guys. I mean, it's just tough, right? The weekend was very fucking hard. So I will reiterate this. Do not be hard on yourselves if you lost money over the past couple of days. A lot of people did. I gave some back. It is what it is. You got to take the good and the bad and just move on, right? So that's what we're doing. We're locked in. We're locked in this week. We're going to make it back. Maybe not all back right away. I don't want a revenge trade, but at the same time, I still think we have some good entries. I still think that we have higher on a lot of assets. Get on over to Castillo Trading on YouTube. Subscribe. We got a ton of content coming out there. Got a team of editors that are really crushing it with the shorts, really crushing it with the recaps. We're going to do another $500 giveaway this week, and then we're going to be doing a breakout prop giveaway this week. So 2 giveaways. Be on the lookout for those. Very, very excited to help some people out. Very excited to continue to give you guys content. I really appreciate you guys joining. And message me if you need to talk. Message me if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys over in the Telegram. Peace out.